What's up, guys? It's your boy DamnboiTV, back with another video. Today we're briefly gonna look over the Guybrush Sim. Some people have requested how to use it, and we're just gonna briefly go over how to use it, what settings to use, etc. As always, a sub, a like, and a comment down below would be greatly appreciated. I stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 11 p.m. as well. Come and hang. Let's have some fun. Anyways, let's get into it. So how does the Guybrush Sim work? Well, when you go to the website guybrushgit.github.io/warriorsim/, you get to this page. Before we dive into the website and how it works, I just want to mention down here at the bottom left, there's actually a user manual which you can click, and it actually explains how the sim works as well. So if you do not understand what I'm saying in the video here, go check out the user manual. It's actually not that long. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to settings, and here you want to plug in your level, your race, in my case human. Simulations, I have 100,000. The higher simulations you take, the longer the sim is going to take to calculate. Usually it's at 50,000, but I think 100,000 is a pretty good balance. But if you want to sim it 100%, just do even more simulation than 100,000. As for the fight duration, I would take the average fight duration you have in your guild and I would plug that in. In my case, I've actually always used 60 seconds, but in speedruns it's more like 30 to 45 seconds. Execute phase percentages stays the same. Initial rage, do you get full rage before you start a boss or an encounter? Then plug in whatever you do here. I tend to try to always, when I'm parsing at least, to get full rage before boss. Target level of the boss is of course 63. Target resistance, target armor is how it's supposed to be. Target armor though, if you don't have improved exposed armor, you want to do 336. If you have improved exposed armor, you want to do 36, like it is. AQ books, of course you have that. Weapon damage, RNG, that as well. Just leave these two, I've never really touched them. As for the buffs, I have all buffs on right now. As an alliance, if you're playing Horde, of course you click off Might. You pop up Wind Fury Totem and Grace of Air Totem and Strength of Verse Totem. If you have a Shaman, that's Totem Twisting, that is. Use Grace of Air and Wind Fury, otherwise just use Wind Fury. As for the rotation, I've actually not really touched this, but I would leave it as is, because this is the most common way to use it. You use Bloodthirst when above 30 rage. You use Whirlwind when above 50 rage, or Bloodthirst is on cooldown. Recklessness, I would not sim with this because you can only use it once every 30 minutes. Blood Rage, Sunders, etc. I think to note here, if you don't do Bloodthirst when you are above 2000 attack power, you want to tick this one off. But you should be prioritizing Bloodthirst when you have more than 2000 attack power and you're in execute phase. This will give you more damage per rage. If you don't use Mighty Rage, click this off as well. The talent spec should be pretty standard for everybody, but some people might go with improved overpower. I definitely not recommend it. Go for 3 out of 3 heroic strike. And over here we have the gear filter, which you should just leave on for phase 6, because phase 6 is right around the corner. So when that is set up, you only have to do this once, of course, unless you want to sim with different options like different buffs, etc. When that is done, you click settings again, and you pick what gear you have. You pick your main hand, your offhand, head, neck, shoulder, back, and so forth. After you picked your gear, you want to remember to do the right enchants as well. As you can see down at the bottom here, you can also press enchant DPS and see which enchant is the best one. As you can see, of course, 7 strength is not as great as superior strength. And the same goes for all the slots where you can get enchants on. The next thing you can have a look at is over here on the left. You have a box that tells you your current stats with all these buffs, etc. You have 2500 attack power, almost 600 strength, 336 agility, 6% hit, 305 weapon skill with main hand and offhand. Your misses with main hand is 0. Your offhand is 19%. Your crit with main hand and offhand is 51%. Remember, your yellow abilities can never be crit capped. This crit cap applies to your white attacks, and they have a crit cap with this certain percent of hit, 6%, of 35.2% with both main hand and offhand. So should you increase your hit by 1%, this crit cap for your white attacks will gain 1%. So it would be 36.2%. Your damage modifier is 110% in main hand, 70% almost in offhand. Your haste because of Warchief's Blessing is 115%. And if you have any set bonuses, you will see them here. For instance, I have 3 pieces of Field Marshal's battle gear, so I get plus 20 stamina and reduced cooldown on intercept. On top of that, I have Lieutenant Commander's battle armor, 2 pieces, plus 40 attack power. Now let's sim some gear. So we're gonna pick a piece. For instance, my bracers, or they have a few possible upgrades. So what you want to do, how to find the upgrades, is you want to click Sheet DPS, and it's going to run 100,000 simulations. Like I mentioned earlier, the higher amount of simulations you want the sim to do, the longer it takes to complete. And it is very normal that your PC can't do many other tasks while you're running this sim. Anyways, it takes around 20 seconds-ish, and as you can see, we've gotten some nice little numbers here. So, with Bracers of Brutality, we will be doing 1822 DPS. Should we be lucky enough to get High Defiler Risk Guards or Risk Guards of Vengeance in Nax, we will gain 7 DPS from Risk Guards of Vengeance, and we will thereby get to an average DPS of 1828.79. As you can see, if we pick these and we press DPS, it's gonna change the output here, and we get to 1829.39, plus minus almost 1. And this is how you're gonna do it with all the pieces. When you do Sheet DPS, it is gonna calculate everything and put them in order. As you can see, gloves is at 2075. If I get Gauntlet's Ventilation, I'm actually gaining around 26 DPS. We can press Sheet DPS again if you want to. I prefer to do that. I like to see the big differences between each item. That way you know which piece is kind of skippable and which piece would you go for, you know? So in this case, rank 12 plate gauntlets, according to the sim right now, actually it's saying sacrificial will be better, 8 DPS better. But I do believe the sims overvalue hit, because we have the heroic strike feature. When heroic strike or cleave is queued, you do not miss on your offhand attacks. So the dual wield penalty, as you can see over here at almost 19%, is gone as long as heroic strike or cleave is queued. And I actually like the set bonus I get from PvP pieces right now. Plus 20 stamina, and the intercept is really awesome, especially for AQ40 because of all the knockbacks in that instance. Another thing you can do here is you can press stats, and you can actually see the fight details of this current sim you just ran. So you can see your main hand does 120 DPS, your offhand does 350, your Bloodthirst does 350, and so forth. You can see the amount of flurry uptime, 86%, pretty damn good. Deep Wounds, Crusader, and so forth. A thing to note here, how can you optimize by using the sim and looking at your actual logs? Because this is just a mathematical calculation, so to speak. But you need to do what you've set the settings to actually do this kind of DPS, you know what I mean? So for instance, what you can do is you can look at heroic strike, and you can see in this sim it uses my heroic strike in a 60-second fight 23.5 times. So that means, let's go to Warcraft logs. Let's see if we can find a fight For me, for instance, that is around 60 seconds. We have Uro. Here we're gonna pick the best parts I have. And then we're gonna click Damnboy. And we can see, I actually, oh, this is actually very nice. I actually did cast it 23 times. In the sim, it said 23.5 times. And same goes with Bloodthirst, 9 uses on Uro. Let's see, Bloodthirst, I did 11 actually, so that's pretty good. We can also have a look at the Crusader, uptime 38%, and Flurry. Flurry was 86%. And let's see, my buffs. Flurry was only 80% compared to, I think, 88%. And Holy Strength / Crusader was 33% versus 38%. So you see there is some discrepancy, but that is how it is, RNG. So by looking at this, you can optimize your DPS and compare it with the sim. I hope this was informative and you learned something. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or the like, feel free to throw me a comment down below. A sub and a like would also be greatly appreciated. It really helps my channel growing. I do also stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 7 to 11 p.m. Copenhagen time. If you want to chat or just chill, come and hang with me. Anyways, as always, have a damn great day.